How we doing, guys? Welcome to the preview and the predicted lineup. Second leg, Arsenal versus Sporting Lisbon. Let's see if we can make it to the quarterfinals. So, like I said, it's the second leg, Arsenal against Sporting Lisbon. Of course, it's 2-2 from the first leg last week in Lisbon. And it is the morning of the game. It's match day. And listen, confidence should be high right now. It's amazing what a result can do. We look at the game in Lisbon and we think, we didn't really play that great. We kind of, got away with it, come away from there with the draw when we could have easily lost. And then we go into the game against Fulham with what we would say is our strongest 11, at the moment that's ready to start games. And we were just immense. If we play anything like we did against Fulham, we will absolutely walk this game tonight. We were just superb. Team selection is going to be crucial for this one. Of course, Mikel made 6 changes, last week in Lisbon. I think that was needed. But we've also got to, remember that we have Crystal Palace at the weekend. And I keep making this point. We are playing in the Premier League this weekend. Manchester City are not. They are in the FA Cup. And then it's a 2-week international break. Now, it's always important to sign off to the international breaks with a win, because you don't want to sit there for 2 weeks just stewing over, what had happened in the previous game. But more importantly, this is an opportunity for us to go 8 points clear of Manchester City. And right now, when you get to this part of the season, points on the board are more important than games in hand. And then, again, something that I do stress, that when we come back from the international break, April the 1st, we will be playing Leeds United and Manchester City will be playing Liverpool. Of course, it does depend on what Liverpool turns up, but it's not going to be an easy game. But neither's Leeds as well. So it's a huge opportunity. But, first and foremost, we have to deal with this game. We have to go with what, I think Mikel Arteta will go with. He will pick, the strongest side. And I think we'll get the job done. And I do think we will, progress to the quarterfinals. And that's when, things will get a little bit interesting. That's when you could possibly face Manchester United. I'm presuming they're already through. They're 4-1 up from the first leg. So I don't think that they'll have too many problems. And yeah, if you played against Manchester United, that's when you're going to have to, think about the selection of the starting 11, because you can't go into a game against them, with a weakened side. They've got, nothing to play for in a sense of, the Premier League title. So the Europa League for them would be all out. Whereas us, Premier League is the priority. So interesting, but yeah, we have to get through this one first. So with that said, let's go into the starting lineup. Starting off in goal, Aaron Ramsdale. I wasn't overly impressed with Turner last week. I thought he looked very, very shaky. So I would go with our number 1. Back 4. First of all, on the right-hand side, tomiyasu. I think that it's a very capable, replacement for Ben White. Ben White, for me, rest up and get ready for the Crystal Palace game. Centre-back positions. This is where there's going to be a bit of a headache, shall we say. And do you go full strength? Do you go first choice? I would actually go first choice. I will play Saliba and Gabriel. I wasn't too impressed with the defensive display in Lisbon last week. And once Gabriel came on and it was him and Saliba, solid. Lisbon didn't look like they were going to get through us. So that's what I would go with. Left back position, I would go with Tierney. I would take Zinchenko out. I would give him the rest. And I would go with Tierney. I think that's very, very capable deputy. So, yeah, straightforward for me. In the midfield, first of all, Jorginho replaced Thomas Partey. I'd have Partey on the bench, but he is just too important. He is just immense. His performances since he's come back from his recent layoff with the injury has just been phenomenal. But Jorginho, no issues at all. Next up, I'll have Granit Xhaka. He got a rest out in Lisbon, so I would start him in this game. It's as simple as that. In the attacking areas, now this is where we're going to have a little bit of a dilemma. On the right-hand side, I would go with Vieira. I would bring Bukayo Saka out of the side. I think he needs a bit of a rest. And I know Mikel, doesn't like resting him. And he is somebody that's been, present throughout. Started every Premier League game. But he's looked off the boil a couple of times recently. And I would just let him sit this one out. I would have him on the bench just in case. But I would rest him for this one. In the middle, Martin Odegaard didn't play in Lisbon. So, again, just like Granit Xhaka, I don't see the issue or the problem. And I would start him all day long. Captain. And we're going to need a captain's performance to get everybody through and over the line. On the left-hand side, you can have so much talk about Martinelli, Trossard, etc. But I would go with Reiss Nelson. I'd give him another start and I'd put him out there. I think the likes of Trossard and Martinelli, you can save them up for the Premier League game. I think that, the likes of Saka, the likes of Trossard, the likes of Martinelli, Thomas Partey, you put them all on the bench. You load up the bench in case it's not going right, and then you can bring them on if needed. So, yeah, I would go with Reiss Nelson. The main striker, I'm going to go with Gabriel Jesus. He looked really, really sharp when he came on for that 15-20 minutes against Fulham. He's clearly ready. And what he needs now is match minutes. It's as simple as that. So, perfect opportunity at home where we're going to dominate a lot of the possession and the ball to give him a good 60 minutes of the game. Get 60 minutes under his belt. And then you can bring the likes of Martinelli, Trossard, etc. all on. I think that with some of the inexperience behind him, with, Reiss Nelson and Vieira, Gabriel Jesus will, be able to help and guide those through. And, he's crucial with the link-up play. So, for me, that's a very, very straightforward one. That's what I would go with anyway. So, there we go. That is it for the preview and the predicted lineup. As usual, let me know in the comment section what you think. Do you agree or disagree with that starting 11? I think that's a very strong 11. Strong enough to get the job done. Load up the bench just in case. And then we can, get through to the quarterfinals and worry about Crystal Palace this weekend. So if you're new around here, hit the subscribe button, smash a like on this video, and I will see you lot soon. I'm out of here.